Hey guys, today I wanted to talk about how to not be taken advantage of by mastering the power of what's called yielding. So I am getting this information from the book titled Thick Face, Black Heart. She had an entire chapter on how to energetically protect yourself against cunning and ruthless people who unfortunately are a reality of this world. And she gives actually several ways for how to not be taken advantage of, but I took the two best ones that she offered. And one of them is the power of yielding. So first, I want to frame this video by saying that if you don't stand up for yourself and your rights, nobody else will. It is your job to be true to yourself and to stand up for what you believe in and to stand up for your truth. Know your worth. Never give your power away to someone else. Protecting yourself from unnecessary harm allows you to cultivate the tender spirit of love. And this is so incredibly true. You have to set. Once you start implementing the ideas that I'm going to share with you in this video, you'll start standing in your truth more, standing up for yourself more, and your energy will transform. You will gain confidence, self-esteem, and eventually you will have an unshakable, deep knowing of your worth. And you actually won't encounter people who try to bully and take advantage of you as much. Because there still might be some people that try to victimize you, but in general, you just won't encounter these people as much. And that's because your energy will have changed. You will now be emitting the type of energy that says, don't F with me. That's literally the energy you're going to have, is that if you try to mess with me, there are going to be severe consequences. And you won't even have to say anything. That is the power of energy, is people will see you and they'll just know. They won't try anything with you. They won't try to take advantage of you. The first method that this author, she's an amazing author, by the way. I'll put the link, I'll put the book below for you. There is so much amazing information in this book and it's really underrated. The first is called, if you don't have to trust him, you can always trust him. If you don't have to trust him, you can always trust him. That was one of her pieces of advice, which means always cover your ass. Always, no matter if they're your friend, if they're your family, how much you trust them, do not rely on someone's character. Do not put yourself in a position where you're relying on the goodness of someone's heart so that you don't get screwed over. If you don't put yourself in that position in the first place, you will never get screwed over. That is the point. So if you don't have to trust him, then you can always trust him. So an example of this is, say you decide to go into business with your best friend. Well, you could do a verbal agreement with them and say, we're going to split the profits 50-50. But again, you're putting yourself in a vulnerable position because you don't have a legal contract covering your ass, protecting you if things go south. That is an example of, if you don't have to trust him, then you can always trust him. That's a perfect example. Just never put yourself in the position where you could get cheated or betrayed or double-crossed. And you are protecting your best interest. Don't feel guilty for requesting something like this. If you do some kind of a deal with money with one of your family members or friends, there is absolutely nothing wrong with wanting it in legal written terms, what your agreement is. Because in the end, that legal written agreement will also protect your friendship and your relationship, and they would never be in the position where they would ever feel tempted to do such a terrible thing to you. So you're actually protecting themselves from their own devil inside them. You know that saying? I think I got the saying from a movie. It's, I trust everyone, I just don't trust the devil inside them. That's how you have to feel about absolutely everyone. Okay, make sure you cover your ass to begin with, and that's a great way to prevent being taken advantage of in the first place. The next way, sorry, I actually forgot. I'm going to give you guys 3 ways. The next way is learning how to thrive on the cunning and ruthless. Now, a lot of great people have done this, and this is called energy transmutation. You take the negative energy that cunning and ruthless people bombard you with, you transform it. It becomes you are able to transform it in yourself. You become an alchemist, and you use that energy to unlock dormant potential within yourself, things that you never dreamed you were capable of because they put the pressure on with their negative energy. It's kind of like where people are like, oh, I'm gonna prove you wrong. Say you're telling someone your dream and you're like, I'm gonna do this and this and this, and then someone says, no, you aren't, I don't believe you, I don't believe in you. Well, sometimes that spurs people on. That unlocks hidden strength and potential in them that they did not know they had, or they did not know that they were capable of, and it pushes them to achieve what they thought was impossible. So if you have that ability to transmute the negative energy of people and literally feed off that energy yourself, make you stronger, that is such a superpower. It really is such a superpower. So whenever someone doesn't believe in you or hates on you or tries to sabotage you, use that energy. It's still energy. Regardless of if it's negative, you can still transform it. You have that power. You might need to build your strength and build your confidence. You might not be in the mental space to learn how to do that, but just know that you are definitely capable of it. And maybe eventually one day when someone really pisses you off with something they say about what you can't do, you will prove them wrong 1,000 times over. And the last way is to master the power of yielding. And I thought this was just absolutely brilliant. This is a definition of the power of yielding. Your outward action may seem to be submissive and non-threatening, but inwardly you never lose sight of your objectives. So this means that you go for your objectives or what you are aiming at from a sideways direction. You don't come head on and you're aggressive and you show them everything you got and you bare your teeth. No, you come at it at a sideway and you do not pose as a threat to them, because then they will let their guard down around you and they won't think you're a threat. So they won't be forced to use their most effective weapons against you, because they won't really know how strong you really are. You don't want to set something up where somebody is on the defense with you to begin with. You want them to be off guard so that you can blindside them. I'm not saying this in a way so that you take advantage of them. I'm saying in a way so that you don't get taken advantage of, so that you can still get your needs met and still meet your objectives. Let's say that you're about to negotiate a business deal and you have, say, like a conference call with someone just to kind of work out the details of when you're gonna do this negotiation, where you're gonna meet and stuff like that. Well, you can kind of play it off like you're not as smart as they think you are, and maybe you're not as sure of what you want as they think you are. But then when you actually go to show up at the meeting, you kind of shock them with how smart you really are, how good you really are negotiating, and the fact that you know exactly what you want. It's like using the element of shock. There's another concept that she talks about in that book. I think it's something called like the underdog method or something like that. It's where you don't pose a threat to people and you allow people to think that you are lesser than what you actually are, because again, it keeps them off guard. You don't want to be a threat to other people, because it's going to dissipate your energy. Are seen as a threat to other people, they're just going to give you a harder time. They are going to be defensive towards you. They might even be hostile towards you. And then you won't really be able to actually focus on your objectives because you'll be too busy trying to deflect them. So you don't want them to know what you're really capable of. And this is actually, so master the power of yielding when it comes to chasing after your true objectives, standing up for your truths and standing up for your rights. You don't always have to fight people direct and head on. You can do it sideways. Okay, so I hope this helped you guys. If you guys have any more advice requests, just comment below, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.